What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are talking about emails and email marketing for Sugar Baby, this brand that we've been building from scratch over the last 10 episodes. This is now episode 11 in the Build a Brand series. So far, we've covered brand armor, identity blueprint, fashion design, or the modern fashion designer workflow that I'm calling it, manufacturing, operations and fulfillment, creative direction and content, e-com experience, and excellent e-com experience. So we built a Shopify store from scratch over 2 episodes, broke down the social media strategy for TikTok and Instagram, and now we are moving into the marketing, and we're going to cover email marketing specifically today. So our automated flows and our lead magnets and pop-ups. And then in the next video, I will go into paid ads. If you're new here, my name is Chris Drago. I run a brand called Pathos of Things. It's a premium streetwear brand based in Los Angeles, and I share my entire process here on YouTube and in the Fashion Brand Vault Skool group. In the Skool group, I share pretty much all of my resources, and I'll point you in the right direction so you can build your own brand in 4 months or less. Okay, so I decided to build this over the weekend. As some of you know, I was traveling and I just got back to my desk. So instead of building this whole thing live on video, I did it on the plane and in the airport, and then I'm just going to kind of present it here and now on video. But essentially, I put together the entire email marketing system with the flows for Sugar Baby. We have 5 email flows here, and I'm going to break down all 5. We have the VIP waitlist / welcome flow, the launch day burst, where we send out a burst of emails on the day of our drop, checkout abandon flow, browse abandon flow. I spelled this wrong. There we go. Browse abandon flow, and post-purchase flow, which I have explained here in much more detail. And again, I'm going to go one by one. But why did I pick these 5 flows? Well, they address the entire funnel from first touch, when someone first comes to the site or sees social media about the brand, to repeat purchasers. In order to get someone into any of these flows, they come in through a pop-up on the website. So I've been testing this offer lately. It seems to be working for my own brand, Pathos of Things, where I offer $20 off the first order. The reason why I do this is because it covers for the customer any kind of tax or shipping fees. And I like to give specific amount of money off rather than a percentage. So far, a $20 off coupon or automatic discount has been working the best for my brand personally. I made 2 variations of the pop-up just with some of the content that we generated using AI in an earlier episode. It's very simple. You can set up a pop-up like this on Shopify extremely easily using either Klaviyo or the Shopify native email app. The layout is extremely simple. On the left panel, I have the model shots, and then on the right panel, I have a headline, the call out or the offer. So in this case, $20 off your first order in all caps and bold, an email box where a customer can put their email address, and then the submit button has a call to action that says get $20 off. No spam, unsubscribe anytime. Super clean, very simple, looks aesthetic, showcases the product on model, and has a strong incentive. There are a million different ways that you can structure your incentive, and you don't just have to give a discount or a certain amount of money off of a first order, for example. I think one thing I wanted to try for my most recent collection, but it's probably more likely I'm going to do it for the next one, is I plan on having a pretty awesome lookbook, digital lookbook with a coupon attached, and then some other things, maybe like exclusive behind the scenes videos that get unlocked when you sign up with an email address. So that way it's not just like a money incentive, and there's something a little more tangible, or something that adds to the world building and connects the customer to my vision a little more than just, reeling them in with money. So far, customer just comes to the site, this pop-up shows up. Many will click away, that's just the nature of it. But for everyone who signs up with their email address, it then adds them to these flows. For this specific scenario, we're doing a drop where the 3 pieces in the collection are all going to drop at once. If you've been following along, you know exactly what I am talking about. So when someone signs up on the website, it's going to be for a future drop. So that effectively turns the email list into a wait list. And that allows customers to feel like they're the VIP. So as soon as someone signs up, they're immediately sent this email, which teases the drop, sets the brand vibe, and intros the sporty, sweet aesthetic that we've been building and the Made in USA messaging. Here we have the Hero logo and Hero product/model image. Then below that, we have our headline, says you're on the list. Below that is the body copy. We just have 2 short lines. You're officially on the VIP waitlist. Before the drop goes live, see why it's become the go-to uniform for powder blue court girlies everywhere. It's actually 3 lines, but it should have been 4 lines. This is more like a AI mock-up. Below that, we have the call to action, sky blue button, see the sneak peek. And then we have our footer. So we remind the customer that it's made in the USA. We state the mantra, and then there's the unsubscribe and social media accounts at the bottom. 3 days later, they get sent email 2, which explains their early bird perk. Again, we have the Hero logo at the top and then Hero image. This image is of the garment in the packaging. In this case, it's a frosted zipper bag. It's just an AI mock-up, but your packaging will likely look similar to this. I know most people that I talk to from this channel and in the Skool group use frosted zipper bags, myself included. Below that, we have the headline, early bird perk unlocked, $15 off and free sky blue wristband when the drop goes live. So we have 1 line benefit and 1 line bonus. We didn't talk about adding like a sky blue wristband in any of the other videos, so many of you might be like, we never talked about that. It's just something that I've actually done working at an agency with other brands. For this women's wear brand, we were selling like yoga pants and that kind of style of fabric. And we offered a free scarf with every offer with every purchase if you sign up with your email. So I just basically copied that exact idea, but I just came up with like a free wristband or something. And there's just lots of ways that you can add little extra deliverables, things that make it a little special without adding too much to your overhead. You could still keep your margins and add like a little wristband or something. And that is a nice little bonus that customers tend to really like. Below that, the call to action says save my perk, and likely takes the person to the website. And then we have our footer, reinstates the mantra, says made in USA again. So pretty much the same as the footer here in the first email. Then email 3 in this sequence gets launched the day before the drop happens. Here's my mock-up with the Hero logo and Hero image at the top, same as before. Headline says your racket's ready. Body copy says doors open tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. VIPs hit checkout before public. And then the call to action button says shop first. And then the footer again, made in USA, cute, hot, sporty. Reinstates the mantra. And then likely there will be some kind of footer template if you're using a platform like Klaviyo or Shopify emails. The unsubscribe button, the social media icons will likely just be there by default. And you can configure those in Klaviyo. The next sequence that I mocked up is the launch burst, which happens on the drop day, or the day of the launch, the day of the drop. Here we send 3 emails in one day, and they go out as soon as the store is open or the products go live on the site. And I think that they should look like this. Email 1 showcases the hero creative and mentions limited SKUs or limited quantity of products in the drop. Like, we're only starting with 50 pieces of each garment, so only 50 dresses and 50 polo sets, etc. So the headline here just says, it's live, limited pieces, move fast, new pastels plus timeless shapes only available here, and then a big call to action button that says shop the drop. Email 2, scheduled for a few hours later on the same day, is a social proof recap. So we have an image of a girl wearing the dress, so a real on-model photo from one of the photo shoots. I just made up a name for her. Let's call her Lexi. And the headline says, Lexi checked out the blue set, and so far, the pastel drop's getting nothing but love. There's a fit and color story for everyone. Take your pick. That's the body copy, and then below that, the big call to action button that says shop the set. And then we have the footer. And then the third email that goes out a few hours after that, but all on the same day, is for last call before the sizes sell out. So this just drives that hype a little further, builds a sense of scarcity and urgency. We have the hero logo at the top, then below that says low stock, almost gone. Then we have a hero image of all the products in the drop. Big headline below that hero image that says last call, sizes disappearing. And directly below that, we have the CTA button that says grab yours, and then the footer. So that's the launch burst on the drop day. So we've covered the VIP waitlist and welcome, which comes before the drop. That's to nurture this potential customer. Then we have our launch burst on the drop, which is all about conversions. It's trying to get someone to buy. Next, we have our cart/checkout abandon. You can actually set up both cart abandon and checkout abandon in Klaviyo. They're very similar. The only difference is that one sends an email out when someone abandons their cart, and one flow sends an email out when someone abandons their checkout. Because some people add products to their cart, but they don't go to the checkout. Some people add products to their cart and they go to the checkout, and then they get cold feet at the checkout. So you can just get really granular and set up flows for both of those. But just for the sake of this video and just keeping it simple, I just grouped them together. So again, it triggers when people start the checkout, but they leave before purchasing. And there are 3 emails in this flow as well. Email 1. Reminder with garment, hero photo, and pastel call to action button. So that's what you see here. The Sugar Baby hero logo, 2 hero images from the lifestyle shoot outdoors, a big headline that says we held your cart, and then the product that the shopper left in their cart. And this is dynamic. If you use Klaviyo and Shopify, this will be dynamic based on the shopper's actual cart. So for example, if they had the sporty dress in their cart and they went to checkout and then they left the page, then in this email, it will show them this dynamic card, which contains the image of the sporty dress, the title, the price, and then a call to action button to shop now. So that's email 1. Email 2 is about user-generated content, showcasing the product on people that aren't models affiliated with or associated with the brand. I still included like a UGC style model photo, but if you can get some photos from friends or influencers before the drop, which I'll talk a little bit about that more in the ads video, but any content you get from there is great to use here. So like mirror selfie style photos. Even you as the founder, like if you are the archetype, the customer archetype for the brand, like I am the customer archetype for my brand that I'm the owner of and the designer for, I like to just take photos of myself in my clothes that I design and use that for marketing material, because there's really nothing more authentic than, you know, the designer of the brand rocking the actual clothes. So anyway, that's what I use for the hero imagery. I try to make it more UGC style, more candid, like iPhone mirror selfie style. Then there's a big headline that says come back for free shipping. And then that dynamic card here again, which shows the product that the person left in their cart. That's email 2. I want to note here, I mentioned that there's free shipping. So that's something that I like to offer for my brand. Maybe this is something that you set up where if they click and go through Klaviyo from your email, it will give them a free shipping coupon. That's something that it can be set up as well. Yeah, then we have email 3, just drives the made in the USA point home, just shows some macro shots of the product, says thread stitched in LA, don't wait around, and then that dynamic product card again. So that is the abandoned cart or abandoned checkout flow. Next, I have one email for browse abandon. This is triggered when people view a product on your site, but they don't add it to their cart. And I just have this going out 4 hours after the person browses, and we'll use a dynamic card here as well. So like if someone checked out the zip polo, then they're going to get an email that looks like this with a model wearing the zip polo and a flat lay image of the zip polo, the product imagery, the product price, and the benefits straight from the Shopify page. So I took this straight from the Shopify page, from the benefit section of the product page, and then there's just a big shop now CTA button. So that's browse abandon. Again, this triggers when people view products but they do not add them to the cart. So we want to give them more information about the product here and show them more photos. Try to get them come back to visit the site. And the 5th and final flow here is the post-purchase flow, which triggers when orders are fulfilled. For example, I use a 3PL called Pietra, so they handle the fulfillment for me, and it's linked to my Shopify. So the order gets fulfilled, they send a notification to me, my Shopify gets updated, and then in Klaviyo, these emails start going out. So the first one is what I call a gratitude email, and it includes hair information, which is pretty important and overlooked in my opinion. I feel like not enough brands give a lot of information about the care of the product to the customer. Increasing the life of the garment for that customer is going to increase the perceived quality of the brand, and it's going to get them to trust you more. It's going to just give them a better brand and customer experience in general. So I think this is super important. We just have I added a little grid background just because I thought it spiced it up a little bit, but you definitely don't have to do that. But I have the hero logo, the hero image, a headline says, "Thanks, Hotshot. Your sugar baby set is on its way," with a button to track the order. That's something that's pretty simple to set up with Pietra as well. Then below that, directly below that, I have the care instructions. Keep it sweet. Wash cold, dry. Wash cold, hang it dry, wear off and avoid bleach. I just mocked these up really quick. And then below that is a big CTA button that says show us your serve, tag @sugarbaby. And then that's a way to get people to start posting about it on social media. Could even take it a step further and add a little sub body text here above the icons that says something like we'll feature you on the site or on our social media. Actually do that in the next email, which I'll get to now. So email 2 requests a mirror selfie and also offers a 10% discount. So a similar format. The hero image here is UGC style or user generated content style because we want to encourage that from the customer. We want people to take selfies, mirror images, very candid imagery that we can then post on socials and on the website. Below that, we have a big headline says snap and serve. share your sugar baby look and score 10% off your next match. Or we could say next order. We could change the copy. However, then here is a coupon. So we can use this as a CTA button that auto adds a coupon to the checkout. And then below that, tag us at Sugar Baby for a chance to be featured. That's email 2, where we request the UGC style content. And then email 3, we want to incentivize reviews on our site using judge.me or Luke's reviews. So that email looks like this. Again, hero, logo, and images. I do that pretty much every time if you haven't picked up on that already. Then below that, we have our review and body copy. We have our hero, headline, and body copy. So it says review and reserve. Thanks for your order. Leave a review to help us and other customers unlock early access to a fresh new colorway. And then below that, there's a CTA button with a call to action that says leave a review and unlock early access. So this will then take the customer to the website, to the judge.me or the Luke's reviews page, where they can leave a review on your website, and then you can give them like a code in return within those apps. So yeah, that's the full rundown for the Sugar Baby emails. I'm keeping it pretty simple. We could go crazy. We could add 100 flows. We could add 100 emails per flow. I see a lot of people like that guy Ezra Firestone on YouTube saying, the more emails you sell, the more money you make. So this is really just scratching the surface, but I think because we're doing a 3-product drop and I'm just doing this as like a brand concept and for YouTube, I wanted to explain these key 5 flows that I think are extremely important. I will put this document with these email templates in the Skool group, and that link will be in the description. In the next video, I'm going to go over the ad strategy. That's going to be super exciting. People have been asking about ads, especially because I worked for several different advertising agencies over the last 10 years. Something I don't really talk about enough on my channel, I think. So I'm excited to get into that as well. If you found this helpful at all or enjoy my content in any way, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you always are up to date when I post. I'm trying to get into a 5 video a week cadence, and I'm doing daily Loom brand reviews in the Skool group. So if you want that as well, that's just another reason to join. And I'll see you in the next one.